Hey guys, it is about 7 weeks out as of, as of tomorrow. So everything's been going really well. Again, I've been super lucky with this whole thing. I know I've had some friends that have not been quite so lucky, but I just kind of thought I'd share a couple of things that have happened that have kind of sucked, because I know most of what I've been telling you has been, oh, this is awesome, but, it's not all awesome. I will tell you one good thing, though. I did go out to lunch with my mom one day, and I wasn't sure how I was going to be able to do with it. We actually went to Moe's, and I figured that was a place where I could at least tell them, what I wanted and, specify. So basically, I decided not to do any rice because it fills me up too fast, and I know I really wouldn't be able to eat anything to speak of if I had rice. I also opted out of the queso because, of course, it's very high fat, even though it is so good. And I decided to do tofu instead of meat, which I wasn't real thrilled with. But I, at that point, was still in my week 6 diet, and I wasn't able to eat meat according to what my doctor wanted. So I didn't. But you know what? All in all, it was wonderful. I got to pick out everything else that I normally do, and it was really good. Granted, it lasted me 3 meals, but I actually was able to eat a pretty decent amount and feel really good. So I was very excited, because that is my whole goal with this thing, was to get to a point where basically I could still enjoy the things that I always have enjoyed in moderation, and just have a lot smaller portions, because my portion control was always my biggest issue, even though a lot of times I ate pretty healthy. So anyway, that's a win-win. I was very excited that I was able to do that. Anyway, so but the things that haven't been good. Now, I am, and I know most women have this great need for ice cream or chocolate, and it is a difficult thing to break yourself of, even when you know you have to. Personally, I refuse to go without the things that I love, even if I have to figure out ways to get around it. And I'm not talking about cheating necessarily, but instead of regular ice cream, I get Halo Top ice cream, which is, 240 calories for like a whole pint, which, I couldn't possibly eat if I wanted to in one sitting. So I'm careful, and that's also high protein ice cream, so that's better. But I decided the other day that I was going to try a different type that was a light ice cream rather than doing the Halo Top. And it worked, but here's the problem. I sat down and I ate what I normally would of the Halo Top, and maybe a little bit more, because I was just really feeling it that night. And unfortunately, even though that was probably only maybe somewhere between a half and 3/4 of a cup, it made me really sick. And when I say really sick, I mean the whole sweats, having to run to the bathroom, I mean TMI, but it was pretty horrendous. So I know not to do that again. And basically what I found is that I can eat it if I make sure that I stick to a half cup or under, and obviously only do it once in a blue. And the only thing, the only reason that I decided to do that rather than the Halo Top is I was trying to, don't have money that grows on my money tree in the backyard, so I was trying to do something that wouldn't be super expensive. Halo Top runs between, $3 and $5 for this little tiny pint, and I was looking at a light ice cream that ran, the same for, actually not even, it was probably 3 something for, an actual half-gallon ice cream. So anyway, long story short, like I said, moderation, always key factor, especially when you're doing something that is not maybe the best idea. And again, my goal is not to cheat and have all of these really bad things in my life again, because there's a lot of things that I will be staying away from, but there are certain things that I will allow myself to do. And people can scoff, people can look at me and go, oh my God, I can't believe she's eating that. But you know what? My life, I'm working to get where I need to go, and love all of you, but you can kiss my butt if you don't like it, because that's me. Anyway, the other thing that I did, and this is pre-diet that I haven't told you guys about, is that I did have an occasion that came up that I really wanted to hang out with my friends. I knew there was going to be lots of food, there was going to be drinking, there was going to be, the whole deal. So, and like I said, this was pre-diet, this was before the surgery. So what I ended up doing that day is I brought my own foods. I ended up just basically eating meat, and I also ended up, I knew I wasn't going to be able to do the whole drinking thing like they were, because obviously alcohol, we're talking calories, we're talking, lots of stuff that I shouldn't be having, and the alcohol in general probably isn't a great idea. But anyway, I did a Powerade that was like a zero Powerade, so it had no calories or anything, and I put some vodka in it, and I drank some of it. I think I drank one of the small bottles of it, but that was about it. So, I didn't go crazy, but I was able to have a little bit. So, like I said, once in a blue. But obviously these days not drinking, because that's just not any diet anytime soon. But no, that day worked out well, and I had a lot of fun with my friends, so kind of cool. Okay, and one of the last things that I have definitely learned is not to eat too fast, because I sometimes will eat things even though I know I'm fine with eating them. I will be so hungry by the time I eat, I just start shoveling it in. And even though I can't eat much, when I eat too fast, I feel like my stomach's going to just burn up. It actually, it's funny, because it's like right underneath your chest. It's like the area that you normally would have heartburn. It's basically like severe heartburn. You feel like you're just, I don't know, it just hurts bad. So I've learned that I have to slow down. If I start to feel any pain at all, I'm like, well, that's my cue. And it's funny too, with foods, when I eat, I'll be eating, and I'll be like, okay, I probably should be slowing down soon, and I'll hiccup. Every time I hiccup, I know I'm done. Time to quit. So that's a funny little thing that's gone along with this too. But anyway, I know I have been rambling for a long time, so until I hadn't gotten on here in quite a while though, so I figured I better do a little catching up. But anyway.